Dear Pats Nation, it's just about time. Yeah, we're back. You know it's Dear Pats Nation, nation, nation. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation, nation, nation. Come on. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation. And the show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, and welcome to Dear Pats Nation. We are back. It's your boy, Toronto's pride and joy, often imitated, never the same. Toronto's pride and joy, Ray Rout. The man over there is the help, the Rhino,
We're starting early tonight, huh?
Mr. Producer Mike. All right, Mike, I got a story I got to tell before we get the show going.
Nice. Let's do it.
So you know this, but the audience may not know it.
Mm-hmm.
I am a hypochondriac. Like, I catch cancer 4 times a week. You know what I mean? Like 4 times a week. I'm
MD expert, like going on there.
Yep, I'm dead. I'm death. It's over.
Yeah.
So about 15 minutes before the show, I noticed I had skin cancer
Oh, geez.
and flipped out and kind of started rubbing at my skin cancer. Forgot that I had cut myself last week. It was a scab, Mike, that I then removed forcibly from my healed skin.
Oh.
And I was bleeding everywhere. And I removed my cancer.
There you go.
So,
well done. Right side.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my first cancer scare of the week. And hopefully, well, we know it won't be the last. Like, let's just do it. What's going on? Booby? Is that Booby or Bobby? It's Booby.
I think that's Booby.
Booby has a question. We will get to that in a moment. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. Good week. Little relaxation yesterday, sort of.
Yeah, a little Thursday night football. It was nice to be able to leave the house yesterday without having to be like, Mike, don't tell me about the game. I'm watching it later. Or you and I texting back and forth. And
yeah,
it was nice. I was tired on Friday. I hate primetime games because of work the next day, but always nice. I think the Patriots needed a 10-day rest.
They definitely did. Yeah.
And I don't know where there's a lot. There's a lot where I want to start. Let's start with this one though. I think it's good. Boobe says, how many more wins do you think they have? I see 2 more losses coming. And I think if you go by what we've been saying all season, you're probably on track with that. I think it's about 2 losses remaining. Maybe 1. So Mike and I had the Patriots dropping a game to the Jets.
Yeah.
And I think if the Jets were going to beat the Patriots, it would have been Thursday night. The way the Patriots were playing, that was the night to beat the Patriots. They didn't. I'm not worried about the Bengals this week, especially with a suspension on the board for Jamar Chase, spitting at a Steeler. I mean, Steelers deserve to get spit at. Giants worry me in a couple weeks because Brian Daboll was fired, and sometimes you see teams respond to a firing and kind of start winning. Then you got a bye. Patriots historically have been pretty good off a bye.
Different regime, though. We don't know.
Different regime. Well, what is? I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now. Let me just. Okay,
while you look at that, I'll speak to what I think. So if you know
what is Mike Vrabel's record off the bye?
I am a pessimist. So how many games do the Patriots have left? This is week 11, so they have 5 games left to play.
Do you want me to name the schedule to you?
Well,
they got the Bengals, the Giants, the Bills, the Ravens, the Jets, the Dolphins. 6 games.
Okay, so the Patriots are going to lose 5 more games if we go by my gut intuition. Not actually, but that's just how, and Ray knows, and you guys out there will come to find out that going into every game, I lose about a year of my life. So that's how that works. And the Giants, realistically, worry me. They're a feisty team. They're very banged up, but they have a good defense, and this is the thing that kind of worries me about the Patriots overall is when you're on a win streak like this, you put a target on your back.
So week 15, the New England Patriots play the Buffalo Bills at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
After the bye, the Patriots have been pretty good off the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Vrabel is 6-0 coming off the bye.
Okay. So,
Pretty good record coming off the bye.
Yeah.
Dolphins, last game of the season. Tua fighting for a job in the NFL next year. Maybe a problem.
Dolphins are a little feisty right now, too. I think they've won 2 back-to-back. Not that they scare me, but...
Look what they did to the Buffalo Bills 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Bills came back, beat the Bucks.
Yeah, that was I have thoughts about Todd Bowles as a coach in general after that affair yesterday. I don't know how much of that game you watched, but
I didn't like the punts.
No.
I didn't like the punts. I thought you're down. I think they're down by 7 at that point or 10, and he was punting the football in territories he should have gone for it.
Yeah.
Played very scared. When you play scared against a team, especially your defense couldn't stop Josh Allen. So why you're playing for field position was beyond me.
So I'll set the table a little bit in a way because you and I are on the same page. 4th and 2 on like their own 40. Your defense hasn't stopped them. Baker Mayfield is and the run in general for the Buccaneers has been great all night long. And they punt it. And the defense hasn't been able to stop them in the slightest. That's the mentality of a scared defensive-minded head coach. I'll punt it away and hope my defense, pulls out a miracle.
He's a rhino. He's a failure.
Defensive rhino.
So we are not a political show. We don't talk politics. I know nothing about politics, as Mike knows. Rhino is a popular word this week, so I've just been calling everybody a rhino. It's been fun.
It is.
And I called Mike a rhino today.
He did. Did you see the picture I sent you after that?
I didn't.
Yeah, I completely changed the subject on you. That's what I like to do to you when you're doing this.
Oh, I didn't know Tesla made wheelchairs.
You bastard. No, it's just a transformer. It's my legs.
Oh, it's Oh, we are so canceled. Okay. Here's where I want to start. I want to start with the Boston media.
Sure.
Couple of radio guys.
My favorite guys.
Fledger and Mass.
Felger and Maz. Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
Don't even deserve other names.
I know you do that on purpose. Don't worry about it.
Did you hear their just like obtuse rant about Mike Vrabel praising the training staff?
No.
Let me see if I can find it. But it was like the epitome of Boston media. And let me check if I bookmarked it because I saw this and thought, what in the hell am I listening to?
So I listen to a good 30 minutes of them every day, and then I try to turn it off because they spend about 30 minutes talking about the actual team and the football. And then after that, it's like, oh, let's speculate on like the speculation that we've created. In other words, you go down the rabbit hole and they're like, that's when you just get into that.
Okay.
Total other.
I'm going to play this 45 seconds.
Sure.
Credit Vrabel at all. That's his strength. I'm just sort of stopping, we're going to give an NFL owner credit for taking care of his players.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, so listen, I'm arguing against something that hasn't been presented on the show. I thought I had heard something last night. Thought maybe Barthy would echo it too. But whatever the organization did to get them ready for Thursday Night Football, they should. That should be the baseline expectation. You should not be sitting there giving ownership, any owner, extra credit for investing in his players and taking care of his employees. That's no extra credit. In fact, if you weren't doing everything humanly possible? First of all, you ask these guys.
You know this at home. You know.
To me, it was, the thing was, he's not 100% wrong, right? Like, if you're going to invest in a product that is completely based around people performance, then invest in your people. I totally get it. It is kind of the bare minimum to invest in your people. But I just found it to be this like really obtuse, obscure, idiotic Boston media rant. And from what I understood was this was all stemmed because Mike Vrabel praised Robert Kraft for putting in the facilities and putting the investment into the players, and Vrabel praising the training staff. That's the way it was presented to me. And then I heard this clip. Maybe you know different, but what the F?
Yeah, so this is first of all, this is part and parcel of their content, right? And he said it there. I'm postulating on something that may or may not have been said. So they jumped down a rabbit hole with this. But this was, I think, more in response to Woody Johnson last week, and he wants to have the NFL cancel, or he was the one who started this initiative to get rid of the scorecards or the report cards that the teams are doing at the end of every season. And the reason it was so ridiculous is because the refs, he was the one who got an F on his report card. So that's like saying, oh, I did a bad job, but it doesn't matter. So then they go down a rabbit hole of like, Robert Kraft does what he has to. You shouldn't give him extra credit because he's doing what he should to support his organization.
So I'm going to point something out, though, with Woody Johnson and whatever, but I'm going to talk about the Patriots specifically.
Yeah.
During the Tom Brady era, all I ever heard from players was how much Robert Kraft invested into the team, the jet, the facilities, the locker room. When the Patriots started losing in the Belichick era, go look at the report card.
Right.
Kraft was scoring like a D across the board. I think winning breeds culture. Yeah. And culture breeds the experience that you're going to see. Like, if you, like, I always look at it. Let's look at Bill Belichick for a second. We've heard from so many people that he's a tyrant. He was terrible to play for. Do we, though? Do we hear that from a lot of people? We hear that from, like, I think Cassius Marsh, like, first, had an issue with Belichick and he got cut. Yeah. The Patriots went to the Super Bowl without him. Danny Amendola,
I was just going to say,
has been very outspoken about Bill Belichick. Asante Samuel, who dropped the interception that would have sealed the perfect season for the Patriots, like one that any terrible fourth string cornerback would have caught. He dropped that ball, that Asante Samuel. He has said bad things about Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Because Belichick wouldn't pay him the astronomical, absurd amount of money that he wanted to make. And because of that, those 3 or 4 people who speak negatively about Bill Belichick, that's all we hear. Everybody else praises him through the wazoo. Why? Because they win, and they win championships. All of a sudden, Bill Belichick became a problem when they're winning 6 games, 8 games, 9 games. Suddenly, Bill Belichick is an issue.
Right. And right, I'll just kind of paint the picture on this. When I'm losing, what I have in the cafeteria matters a little more. When I'm losing, what's going on with my kids matters a little more because I'm not as focused on the next game and winning the next game. Right.
How many times have somebody here this has happened to? You woke up in the morning and you said, I hate my job. Yep. And you drove to work, and the whole time you were driving to work, you said, I hate my job. You got to the office or the shipping yard or wherever you're working, and you walked in and you punched your clock, and as you're punching it in going, I hate my job. And 2 minutes into work, the boss, the supervisor, the foreman, whoever calls you in and says, come here. And you go, I hate my boss and I hate my job. And you walk in and they say, hey, you've been doing a great job. We're giving you a raise. You walk out the door. I love my job. I love my boss.
Doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much to swing whether you like your job or not. So when it comes to those owner report cards, Robert Kraft went from like the most beloved owner that Tom Brady and Edelman and Gronk were like French kissing in the middle of the field to suddenly he's getting a D saying his facilities suck, his food sucks, his trainers suck, his coaches suck, the stadium sucks, everything sucks in New England because winning breeds a positive culture, and it doesn't matter what you do. If you're in a losing culture, everything's going to suck.
Right. And I'm not going to credit Woody Johnson for anything because he's kind of an a-hole, and by kind of I mean is. Two things can be true, right? You're right about winning breeds culture and expectation, and some of that stuff in the end doesn't matter. Another thing can be true, and the Patriots facilities can be dated and they need, some kind of updating. I don't think it's ever not valuable to have feedback. And these,
can I say I agree with you?
Yeah,
but I don't think that feedback is as accurate as it can be.
Right.
And then it depends on who. Like Boston, I'm going to upset you. Fenway Park is literally a toilet.
It's
right?
A very expensive toilet.
A very expensive toilet, but it's literally a toilet. But it's Fenway. And I know I just offended so many people. And if they, God forbid, did some huge overhaul to Fenway Park, Red Sox fans would be torching the city down.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, in this new generation of sports fans, put the Red Sox on a 10-year losing streak like we had here in Toronto with the Blue Jays when they couldn't even sniff the playoffs.
They'll tear it down in a minute.
They're going to hate Fenway Park. It's a toilet. They don't renovate it. They don't do this. We're still peeing in troughs, right? A winning culture and a winning mentality breeds happiness.
Well, look at how fast. Well, I don't want to say fast, but it didn't take long for people to turn on Belichick. I think people had been turning on him slowly when Brady was here for years. I think that's a big part of it. He didn't do himself any favors with the attitude, but it didn't take long once the winning stopped.
Oh, correct.
For people to go, maybe he's not with it anymore.
And 4 years without Tom Brady, I think has tarnished the reputation. I think, Mike, it's going to be it's going to be 20 years, 30 years before people start acknowledging Bill Belichick on equal grounds with Tom Brady. Even Gronk, and I know this isn't what I'm not being a masshole right now. I'm not being a Boston media or a Patriots guy by saying this. I'm not trying to find the hidden messages. I don't think he meant anything by this. But They asked Gronk, do you deserve a statue? Yeah. And he said, maybe a little one in the end zone. The only person who deserves a statue is Tom Brady. Yeah. I think 7-8 years ago, I'm on here going, what about Belichick? And I'm screaming and I'm fighting and I'm this and I'm that. However, what I've seen Mike Vrabel do this season, and what I see Belichick doing with those poor kids in North Carolina, and just all of it combined, it's like, dude, I can't defend the hoodie anymore. I'm never going to take away what he did, and I believe that he deserves a statue beside Tom Brady.
Oh, absolutely.
But if Bill Belichick retires after the Super Bowl win over the Rams and Tom Brady moves to Tampa Bay, I believe in the back of his mind, Gronkowski is saying the only two people who deserve a statue are Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And I will argue with you that the Belichick statue is already there.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
no matter what happened leading up to that Super Bowl, we already heard they hated each other going into that Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I kind of think it was an oversight by Gronk or
Oh no, I wasn't, and I don't want this clipped, and I don't want people thinking.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Gronk was really kind of almost like out of sorts, like overwhelmed the other day. You could kind of tell the emotion got to him a little bit because he was missaying or misquoting a lot of things. So I think the emotion of the moment took over, and I know what you're trying to say. You agree essentially, but I do agree with you. Eventually, they're gonna erect that statue of Belichick next to Brady, even for all the Bill haters out there, and I think he deserves it. But you're always gonna kind of go, well, should the Brady statue be about 3 inches taller?
Or should Belichick be a footnote on the Ring of Honor or something like that?
Right.
Like, and I agree. And I think that because our last memories of Belichick is him as a loser. Our last memories of Bill Belichick is Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay and him failing with Cam Newton and Mac Jones.
Yeah, and not only the Mac Jones stuff looks worse by the day, especially with Mac, the way Mac is playing in San Francisco. Like, it's not great, but it's not dysfunctional either. You know what I mean? And then you get some of the petty stuff that's going on in North Carolina that's just like sprinkling right on the top, like, oh yeah, we don't want the Patriot scouts here because we're not welcome in their building and they're not welcome in ours. And
he was there like this summer with honoring Brady,
or
2 years ago, like
or
whatever.
Brady was there this summer with Belichick.
Yeah, he was there this summer, right?
Yeah. He just said the scouts aren't welcome.
Yeah, well, the scouts aren't welcome because he says they're not welcome at Gillette Stadium, and Vrabel is basically like, what?
Yeah. Let me tell you, that's one thing I love about Vrabel is his like that little bit of Parcells, that little bit of Belichick. He's like, why do I have to worry about this old man? Like, why do you guys keep bringing him up? Like, I'm busy.
But I love how he does acknowledge it, though. And he acknowledges it in he is welcome here. Now shut up and let's move on. Because I was used to 20 years of we're on to Cincinnati and we're on to Cincinnati.
Christian Gonzalez almost said that the other day, by the way. I don't know if you caught that.
I did.
That was awesome.
But I'm so like I was bred to believe that that's how a winning culture is. But I've told you I am fully on the Mike Vrabel train.
Yeah.
Not that I was never on it. I mean, I've been begging for Mike Vrabel for 3 years. You know that.
Probably before that. We just can't remember.
I mean, going back to when the Patriots were successful in winning the Super Bowl, I was saying Mike. I remember when I remember leading up my pregame, leading up to that Titans Patriots game, thinking or saying to people, "Are we seeing the past of the Patriots facing the future of the Patriots from a coaching perspective?" Because I really thought that could have been Belichick's last game as the Patriots coach. And I thought, I remember having the conversation with you, or with Connor, how many draft picks will Kraft give up to bring Vrabel in?
I was just going to say this. I like vaguely remember having a conversation, and this was like right before he was fired. We didn't think he was going to get fired from the Titans. We were like, he's locked in that miserable franchise. How many first round draft picks would it take to get him out of there? And I think we agreed on like 2 and change.
Yeah, we were ready to give up the farm. We were ready to give up Drake May to get Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
Which in retrospect was probably stupid, but
yeah.
So let's talk about that Jets game a little bit, maybe.
Sure, a little bit.
Sloppy Thursday night game, but I think that's expected for a Thursday night game. I think what I really liked about it was they had a chance to put the game away early. Mm-hmm. They didn't. But then when they had the chance to put the game away, they put the game away. That's sort of my takeaway from it. And more importantly to me, and we'll get to Milton Williams because that's a huge loss for the Patriots. But more important to me is Travion Henderson from The Ohio State University, the guy who I touted to you when we did that draft show.
Yeah.
And I barely knew who Will Campbell was when I was fully out of like investing in the football. You remember that draft show? The only person I could give you any insight on was Travion Henderson because he's an Ohio State kid, and Ohio State knows how to produce running backs. Go across the league. They know how to produce running backs. Eddie George, Ezekiel Elliott, Buddy in Baltimore. That broke all of Eddie George's records.
Why am I blanking?
Yeah,
on
I'm
the name
blanking too.
too?
But you know what I mean? So I knew
Yeah.
Travion Henderson. And I told you, Mike, this kid's a home run hitter.
He is.
And then but to start the season, he wasn't.
Yeah.
And Fletcher and Mass, and everybody knows why I called him that. Fletcher and Mass, they called him a bust. Said he was a bust in the NFL. I said to you, he's struggling in the NFL.
Yep.
I think Ramondre Stevenson needed to get injured. I think that Henderson needed to become the every down back.
I agree.
Hand him the football because this is a guy who can play all 3 downs. And
he's a threat on all 3 downs at least.
Did you see that spin off? And then the offensive line got behind him. That was LeGarrette Blount type of a LeGarrette Blount type of touchdown. That's what I said. Like that. Yeah. Seeing the whole. And here's my thing, man.
I'll let you finish your rant, but I've got focus on that touchdown or keep that in the back.
Yeah, no, I'm going to. When the offensive line will push for you like that, that's when awesome. You know there's respect. Like they wanted him to get that touchdown. They pushed for him to get that touchdown.
I have not seen a Patriots offensive line do something like that in probably since 2019, or 2018.
I'm going to say since the LeGarrette Blount touchdown against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
When
they've had pile touchdowns. They've done that, but that's not what the effort.
Dude, he was done at the 1 yard line, and that entire offensive line basically picked him up and pushed him into the end zone to get that touchdown. That's the culture Vrabel brings. That's the respect that Henderson brings. Dude, the Patriots have a legit coach. They have a legit quarterback, and they have a legit running back.
Yeah, that's it. The best way I can put this, and I said this last week listen, I said him and Kyle Williams were legit. Kyle Williams had a rough game. I fully believe that's the same thing, just more time on the field and he'll be fine. Travion Henderson to me looks like a better, oh my God, why am I just had his name on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. Who was Dion Lewis?
Dion Lewis. Okay.
He looks like a better Dion Lewis. It's astonishing to me that this guy may be a Jahmyr Gibbs type where eventually the Patriots are going to go, yeah, we're going to have him and Ramondre on the field at the same time and good luck. And you don't know where the ball is going to go. It's going to be awesome.
So speaking of awesome, let's talk about not awesome. You want to talk? I want to give this to you.
Sure.
Because I know this is a sensitive subject for you, so I'm just going to let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots red zone offense.
Awful. Terrible. And again, I'm not going to harp on Josh McDaniels for this. I'm trying to get away from this. I know all the offensive coordinators in the league do this dumb stuff, but once the Patriots get into the high red zone, which is, depending on who you ask, it's between 30 yards in the red zone. It's we've been running it great. Let's start passing it. We've been passing it great. Let's start running it. And they just turn themselves on their head. They would always run it into nowhere or run it into the ass of the right tackle or the ass of the left guard for no gain. It's they purposely want to waste it down, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah. That's me. That's a voicemail that I left Ray.
Yeah, it's been weird. I think I said to you, I didn't understand these outside tosses that weren't working.
No.
I didn't understand a lot of things that were happening. To me, you talk about the high red zone. I talk about their goal line offense. Just run it up the middle.
Yeah.
You've got the dogs to do it. Just run it up the middle. I think we've talked about this. You and I both believe that Drake May can't sneak.
No, either that or they don't want him
to. It's not that I've seen anything, but it's they don't let him. And actually, he got a chance, was it 2 weeks ago against the Bucks?
Yeah.
And he didn't pick up the first down. He's not Jameis Winston, who gets 10 yards on a quarterback sneak. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
That was great.
Pretty awesome.
Only Winston gets a 10-yard gain on a quarterback sneak.
That dude is the best soundbite in the league. I love that, man.
He's a kid. He's not even a kid anymore.
Yeah, I
but
know.
he's a guy that I wish could have brought it all together at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I want him to be successful.
Yeah.
There was a time period I wanted him to be the Patriots quarterback.
I didn't know you when that was a thing, but okay, I believe
Yeah,
you.
during the Dear Pats Nation, when we were talking about who's going to be the Patriots quarterback,
Okay.
and then it turned out to be this is a time when I think it was Jake Bailey and Brian Hoyer
Oh,
were the
okay.
two leading candidates, and we were talking about Brady is now he's leaving for Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
and Jameis Winston was one of the free agents that year, and he was my guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
he was my guy that season. I wanted Jameis Winston to be the Patriots quarterback. Obviously, it turned out to Cam Newton. I think we would have got the same season.
Yep.
And I think you got Cam Newton a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's why you go, you get Cam Newton and you get him late in the season and it costs you, a bag of balls and
it was nothing.
and a new hat and off you go. Speaking of Cam Newton,
Oh boy.
this was on my radar. Should have invited Sarah Marshall to get her feedback on this.
She loves Cam.
Cam on back-to-back weeks has come on ESPN, criticized the Patriots. This week he called it fool's gold.
Yep.
Caused a stir. Mike Vrabel shrugged his shoulders, basically said, we just want to get our 10th win against Cincinnati and kind of move forward. But
Yeah.
is Cam wrong? Like, could this be we have toyed with that idea that this could be a little bit of fool's gold because of the strength of schedule?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm super pessimistic going back to what I said 10 minutes ago. To me, it's like they need to prove they can win every game. I'm not awarding them wins yet, as some people right now are having them go to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's like, listen, I get what Cam's saying. They still need to prove it. Every game, they still need to prove it.
I think to me at this point, if the Patriots don't go to the playoffs, I'm going to be massively disappointed.
Oh, they should go now.
I'm going to be calling for someone's head if the Patriots don't go to the playoffs. Like, that's where I'm at with it now. Like, we're at the point where they got 9 wins on the season, 6 games remaining.
It would have to be a collapse.
They need 2 more wins to probably secure themselves at least a wild card spot.
Yeah.
They control the AFC East right now. They could be. I think they control the AFC. No, the Colts.
The Broncos.
The Broncos, control the AFC, but they control the AFC East.
Yeah.
And they could play a playoff game at Gillette Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's right now, it's playoffs or bust.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. And if it is bust, whose head are we going to call for? And figure out whose fault it is going down the stretch. Unless there's like some catastrophic injury that they can't overcome. That would obviously be a Drake May or somebody of that nature.
The only path, if we're going to do some like path shenanigans right now, is you lose to the Bills, you lose to the Ravens, and then you would probably, obviously you'd probably have to lose this week, and then like the Dolphins would have to take your head. So like they would basically have to beat the Jets and
the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants, and you'd still probably be in the playoffs at that point.
I think 2 more wins are in the playoffs. 11 wins probably gets them in the playoffs.
Yeah. So they like the worst possible thing would have to happen in every single game for them to not be successful at this point. Like the Bengals throw for 40 and you just can't keep up for whatever reason. I don't see that happening, but who knows, right? Like,
so anyway. Thomas is asking if Joe Burrow is back this week. I believe
no.
They are currently looking at week 14 as his return.
Yeah.
Which is good for the Patriots because they're looking at a return to play the Buffalo Bills. Right. So no Joe Burrow this week. No Jamar Chase. He is suspended. Henderson. No Henderson. If the Patriots don't win this week,
or Hendrickson, sorry.
If the Patriots don't win this week,
yeah, that's a bad look because to me, like, you should be able to put Christian Gonzalez on T. Higgins and take care of a lot of that passing offense. I'm just gonna say it, and like I know Cincinnati is not a bad team on paper. This should be very similar to playing the Jets last week or Tampa the week before. Like there's the whiff of like what was high powered in there, but like you should still be able to put them away.
So Milton Williams out for at least 4 weeks on the IR.
Four
you-
games. 4 games.
Sorry, 4 games. 4 weeks because the bye's in there, so he'll be.
No, it's 4 games, so it doesn't matter.
So he's got 5 weeks then.
Yeah.
So he's out for 5 weeks, 4 games. Means he can't practice either, right? When he's on the IR, like he can practice individually. So
yeah.
Most expensive offseason player, I believe, in free agency.
Yeah, and you
Paid
could
a-
argue your best defensive player right now. He's just been bringing it every freaking week.
I arguably say the second best player on the defense, or second most important player on the defense. I think Gonzo has been the guy
Since he's gotten back.
since he's been back. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're talking the current state of the Patriots.
Yeah.
But I think especially that interior, that line, I think he's very important. Probably going to say a lot more of the fullback now. No, I expect Tonga to
Step up.
step up and have to step up. Chaseon, or not Chaseon.
Who's the other? They just brought up another kid from the practice squad as well who's been doing good.
Yeah, but there's another
Armor.
defensive player that I like too. That's an interior guy. I give him flowers
Yeah.
every week.
While you figure that out, I'll just say, listen, I think this is a purely roster strategic move and a preservation move. Milton Williams is clearly hurt. They want him to recover. This kid's young. They don't want him to play through the injury and get worse. They want him to probably rest for the playoffs, knowing the impact that he has at this point. I can't say I blame them. And the Patriots are lucky because they are not rich with depth. They don't have depth at a lot of positions. Interior defensive line is where they have a good amount of bodies.
So I'm going to put one name on the table, and I think if you want to talk about an opportunity to cement yourself as a legacy player on this team, this is the time to do it. It's a Bill Belichick holdover, Christian Barmore.
Yeah, he and you saw him step up when he went out the other day, probably saying, you know what, he has not played great to this point. He is, I think, the second highest paid player on the team right now, and I think instantly, I don't know if Vrabel or somebody said something to him, or if it was self-motivated, but you could see him like, oh shit, I got to step up immediately, pushes, gets that sack. So yeah, hopefully this motivates Christian Barmore. You're absolutely right.
No show next Monday, just so everybody knows. Which is probably a good week to do it, because I'll try to put out something like a 5-10 minute thing. Mike, maybe you can give me like a Mike's rant for 3 minutes and I'll just stitch us together for a short video. But I am flying off to, in the summer, beautiful Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the last week in November, terrifying Halifax, Nova Scotia. Considering how cold and how snowy it's been here in the greater Toronto area, I'm terrified about going out east. But
have you gotten snow yet?
But we got a huge snowstorm last Sunday when my daughter got hit, and then we got snow yesterday, like some bad snow yesterday. So I'm looking outside. There's snow on the ground. Well, actually, but yesterday was different though, because it's one of those ones where, so my side of the street gets sun, the afternoon sun, the other side doesn't. So I have no snow left on my driveway that I didn't shovel, or on my grass. My neighbors still have snow like caked on, like you can see, like don't see any grass. I'm all grass on my side.
Yeah.
But last week we got some bad snow. We got some bad snow last Sunday. It was pretty brutal, and then it snowed right through. It didn't stop. It started at like 7:00 in the morning on Sunday, and it stopped at like 4:00 in the afternoon on Monday. Like it was just one of those. I'd call it a northeastern, but it's south central.
Yeah, it's that lake, like the lake.
It's a lake effect, Lake Ontario lake effect, right?
Yeah. They thought we might get some of that last week. We didn't. We're just getting the cold from it now. It's like 20 degrees here.
You didn't need, or you haven't gotten snow yet? Sorry, I was reading a comment.
No, not yet. Thank goodness.
Thomas says that Vrabel said if they need Williams, he could have come back in. Yeah, well, he did try to go back in.
Yeah.
And he hobbled along. I think when you look at the schedule, So they got a Burrow-less Bengals this week. Then you got the Giants. Then you got a bye week. Then you got right. Then you got a bye week. Then you got the Bills, and then you got the Ravens. That sucks.
Yeah, they're gonna obviously miss him against the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah. Then he's back. Well, yes, they will. Those games to me, when you're playing Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen,
Yeah,
linebackers to me are more important than the interior guys. The spy who's going to contain the quarterback. Milton Williams is not containing Lamar Jackson.
No, that is a good point.
So all you need is somebody to disrupt up front. But I am happy to have him back because you look, there could be a situation where let's face it, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks. There could be a situation the Patriots have to beat the Jets and have to beat the Dolphins to secure a playoff spot or to wrap up the East. Because, again, the Giants are a little scary having a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know how they're going to respond. I think it's feasible to say they're going to lose to the Bills or could lose to the Bills, I think is what I should say. It's feasible to say they could lose to the Ravens.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you're against the Jets and you and the Bills have identical records and you're fighting for the AFC East.
And I'm just going to go out there and say, we fought the Jets without their best receiver, right?
And you did text me that. You said if Garrett Wilson was there, you think it's a different game.
I think they win that. Well, maybe not. I think the Patriots play that game differently if he's in that game, to be fair. But I still think Aaron Glenn's going to want to give Vrabel a black eye. It doesn't matter what they're playing for at that point. The Jets have enough draft picks that they don't care if they're drafting 5th or 7th or whatever the hell. You know,
I really don't like him.
No,
I don't know. There's just, and it has nothing to do with him shutting down the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like, I think the entire world knew that Mike Vrabel was going to be the coach. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's just
you don't care for him.
No, I don't.
Can I tell you what really rubbed me the wrong way about that game?
Go ahead.
And about him specifically? I don't know if this is where you're maybe getting those vibes. His cornerback, clearly fleeced somebody. Absolutely, fleeced the crap out of somebody. And he's arguing with the ref, he didn't do anything. It's like, Aaron, listen, I know you played cornerback, but the rest of the world knows that was pass interference. He practically turned open his pockets and pushed him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just arrogance of being you played for a team that won nothing. You have now coached a team that can't win a game. And you carry yourself in a way you got Todd Bowles is probably one of the best defensive guys ever.
Yeah.
Who just looks humble as all heck on the sidelines for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And then you got this D-bag just doing D-bag things on the Jets sidelines, which to me it's what's with New York and just with the coaches?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's in the water up there. Sorry, Jets fans, but him, Rex Ryan, I don't know.
Anyways, anybody want to hear what the Jets season sounds like?
Go for it. Accurate. Very accurate.
Remember when they signed Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago and Jets fans were celebrating the Super
winning
Bowl?
The Super Bowl, yeah.
You remember that? Remember Richie over, and he's just he is just screaming at the top of his lungs.
And they are right back in 2020 all over again. Yeah, we got a bunch of first round draft picks. Yeah.
What I don't understand about the AFC East is Buffalo's doing everything they can not to win a Super Bowl with a generational quarterback. Miami tanked for Tua. Now they're tanking with Tua. The Jets just accumulate draft picks to waste it. And the Patriots just kind of all right, we needed a couple years off to reset, and
Yeah.
now we're ready to just be back taking over the AFC East again. Like,
Did you watch any of that Commanders Dolphins game?
I did not.
So those international games, that one in particular, may have been one of the worst displays of football I think I've ever seen. And I watched Mac Jones play the Colts last year in England, and it was horrific. Like, these two teams were very clearly going, no, you lose. No, you lose.
What did it end? Like 16-13
Yeah,
in overtime?
because neither team wanted to kick a field goal, because neither team wanted to win. And then Jack Jones ends up intercepting the ball, and the Miami Dolphins are basically forced to say, like, all right, we'll win the game, I guess.
Did you watch the Kansas City Denver game?
I did. All right, I'll ask the question because I think you're going to ask it. Are you scared of this version of the Kansas City Chiefs?
The 5-5 Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah.
No.
No, and no one should be. And I said this last week or the week before. I think you asked me, you said, who are you more afraid of? Give me the Chiefs all day long. That Denver defense is very clearly oppressive.
So if the season ended today, the Kansas City Chiefs are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, then your Tyquan Thornton's your best receiver.
There is the Houston Texans are ahead of Kansas City for the next wild card spot.
That's wild.
If the season ended today, the Denver Broncos would have the bye.
Yep.
Identical record with the Patriots, by the way.
Yep. Better offense, Patriots, by the way. Hands down. Can't convince me otherwise.
The Patriots offense?
Oh, yeah.
The plus differential is plus 65 to plus 85 because the Patriots defense given up 206 points. Patriots have scored 292. Denver scored 257. The Denver Broncos have given up less than 200 points this year.
Yeah, their defense. It reminds me of the year that the Patriots went in there, and the only two players that could do anything were Brady and Gronkowski. And you don't have a Gronkowski. So anybody who was rooting for Kansas City to lose yesterday, you're wrong, because you don't want the Patriots to go to Mile High and have to play that defense. No freaking way.
No. So the Patriots would be in second, so they would host a playoff game. They would host the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Indianapolis Colts would host the Chargers.
Oof.
And Buffalo would be going to Heinz Field. Is it still called Heinz Field? I'm going to call it Heinz Field.
There you go. The Steelers fans will like you for that one.
It's always going to be Heinz Field to me.
Yeah, it is. It is for them too.
So let's do a little bit. Let's pretend the playoffs start tomorrow.
Okay.
Who wins, Indianapolis or the Chargers in Indy?
Oh, Indianapolis. The Chargers are a mess right now. That game was terrific.
The Steelers or the Bills at Heinz?
The Bills.
It's Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs.
Yeah, that Steelers team doesn't look right.
The Patriots or the Jaguars?
Patriots. At Gillette, Patriots.
At Gillette. Okay. Yeah. So now Buffalo goes to Denver.
Okay.
Indy comes to Gillette.
That's like some old school.
So Buffalo or Denver? Buffalo in Denver. Who's going to the AFC Championship game?
You know what? I'm going to say Buffalo. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say Denver, because I think that defense would make Josh Allen make a lot of dumb mistakes, and I think he would start throwing the ball up for grabs. I really do. That defense is disgusting.
Patriots and Colts at Gillette Stadium. I think the Patriots deflate some footballs. I think Travion Henderson runs 250 yards down their throat. No. But Patriots, Colts.
I think
at Gillette Stadium in the wintertime.
I think the Patriots
with Daniel Jones on the field.
I really do, and I'll tell you why. It is, and I'm not saying it would be close. Like, again, this is a 60-40 thing. The Patriots have been amazing at bottling up the run. I think they'd force I think they'd stop Jonathan Taylor and force Daniel Jones to throw. And you're hoping at that point Christian Gonzalez is in peak form and just taking away one of their guys.
And that's what I love about it, because the one thing the Patriots have done very well this year is stop the run.
Yeah.
They know to stop the run. And I think they're going to kill Daniel Jones at Gillette Stadium in January. So now you got the AFC Championship game. New England gets on a plane and goes to a place they just cannot win in the playoffs. But that is Mile High Stadium in Denver. You got the Patriots at Denver. Who's going to the Super Bowl, Mike?
And this is why I knew you wanted me to say Buffalo.
Oh, wait, did you say Denver was going to win? No, you said Denver was going to be.
Yeah. I know, but I think you wanted me to say Buffalo just for the laughs. But
no, I had Denver. No, I wanted to be real.
No, and again, it's a coin flip, but in a weird way, I have to go with history. Like Tom Brady couldn't win there with Rob Gronkowski 3 times. I don't think I can expect a rookie Drake May in this team to go there and win, as much as I am not a fan of.
In fairness, though, he couldn't beat Peyton Manning.
Right. I mean, it's different, but.
And actually, Brady couldn't beat the Denver defense, actually, if you really watch those games.
That's the point I'm making, is that defense is just oppressive. That being said, I think for Bo Nix, I think the Patriots defense might be the best defense he plays. So that's pretty close.
So who do you got going to the Super Bowl?
I got to give home field to Denver. Basically, that's the difference, is I got to give home field to Denver.
So you're predicting if the playoffs started tomorrow, the Patriots season ends at the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that.
There should be no Patriots fan out there right now that can look at what we've gone through for the last 4 years. Look at what happened last season with this quarterback, with a lot of these same core guys on this team.
Yeah. And
be disappointed with going to the AFC Championship game. Obviously, I want the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. My concern is anybody who gets there from the NFC is going to just whoop whoever's coming from the AFC.
Whoop them.
The NFC looks so good this year.
Yeah, the Rams, the Seahawks, either one of those teams, or the Eagles.
If this season ended with the Patriots losing the AFC Championship game and Drake May winning the MVP, which could be a possibility, except I think he lost ground last night.
Yeah, I agree.
Thursday night he lost ground. Oh yeah, yesterday he lost ground after the Rams.
Stafford and Darnold look freaking awesome.
But it's going to go to a quarterback.
Yeah,
I think Al Michael said it on Thursday night. If you look at everybody who's writing about it, it's been going back and forth between Stafford and Drake May. Advantage Stafford right now, but something could happen. Anything could happen the next couple of weeks. I also think too that there's a little bit of when guys are voting, because there's a human element.
Yep,
they're going to look at Drake May being a second-year guy. They're going to give him trust me, right? Nobody really looks at this stuff logically.
No.
They're going to look at it and be like, well, we kind of expect some of this stuff from Stafford. We didn't expect this from Drake May, which really should put him in line for comeback player of the year,
right,
or something of that nature. However, it could work in his favor. But if the Patriots lost in the AFC Championship game and Drake May won the MVP, I think every Patriots fan out there is revved up for this offseason, what they're going to do in the draft, what they're going to do in the free agency. Reminding everybody, though, that going into this draft, the Patriots are now picking, if they lose the AFC Championship game, probably 30th or 29th, depending on where they, the record ends with the AFC Championship game team.
Yep.
So you're not getting the Will Campbells, 4th overall or whatever the Patriots picked this year. It was 4th overall, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You're picking down the line. However, what I'm going to say is something that we hadn't seen in a long time with the Patriots. Well, really, they haven't been in a position to do it, but I don't know. Again, I go back to the whole Bill Belichick can't draft thing. My whole thing is the Patriots were picking 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, right? I think what the Patriots did by picking, even with Mac Jones was the 15th overall pick. When a quarterback drops to 15,
Right.
He's not a number 2 overall quarterback. He was the 4th best quarterback out of a draft of what turned out to be a pretty lousy draft.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence is the best, and that's not saying much
No,
right now.
right now. But I think that overall, and I think he was undisputably the number 1 pick going into that draft.
Right. Yeah.
But I think when you look at it, the Patriots picking what Drake May was 2nd overall, 2nd quarterback in the draft, whatever they were, 3rd or 4th overall.
Third. He was
3rd overall pick.
Third.
Did the 3rd overall pick, did the 4th overall pick. They nailed it with Drake May. It's going to work out. It looks like it's going to work out with Will Campbell. Early projections. It's going to work with a high 2nd round pick with Travion Henderson, right? Henderson was 2nd round.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that this is where teams become good or bad with the draft. You win or lose by the draft. You don't win or lose. And this is where it's different than Belichick. This is where I will always defend the Belichick drafting era to this. Did he have misses? Did he miss on the 28th overall pick? Yeah. But what you got to remember is, and I've read this a lot, when you're picking 28th, 29th, 30th overall, it's actually, you just pick who you want at that time, and it's less about the evaluation. If the best player on your board is the 60th round ranked prospect, but you can get him at the 30th pick and nobody wants to trade up for your pick, then you take the guy you want and not risk losing him down the line. You don't play a game. The Patriots were in a situation, everybody, where they had to win the draft. They had to draft their quarterback. They had to draft the offensive line to protect him. At least the center piece of that offensive line. They had to bring in the running back. And again, now next year, if you're thinking, well, go draft a wide receiver and draft the best receiver in the draft, the best receiver, the best 2 or 3 receivers in the draft are going to go way before the Patriots make their pick if this season rolls out the way Mike and I just laid it out.
Yeah, and I'll add on to this a little bit and say that if things happen this way, and to your point about what Bill used to do and how it used to work, the thing that we're seeing now from Vrabel later in the season that I like is these guys that were like undrafted fringe roster players are all of a sudden like contributing depth players. So the development piece there that had been missing from Belichick for probably like the last 5 to 7 years, he had kind of lost track of that development pipeline.
I would say since the Chandler Jones draft.
Yeah. The Mike Vrabel Patriots, the new Patriots, like that's part of what they love to do right now. So like we're seeing some fringe roster guys that could be like mainstays next year, right? And then they're hitting on the guys that like Belichick used to hit on, like the Tongas, the who's the other linebacker there that they chase on, right? These are like
Harold Landry, what they're as a free agent, and what he's contributing to this team. I only throw out one word of caution. I don't believe that Drake May can overcome the offensive ineptitude that Tom Brady overcame.
No.
The Patriots are going to have to get him a number 1 receiver. They're going to have to keep tight ends solid around him. They're going to have to pay. The one thing Bill Belichick never had to do was pay for an offensive line.
Right.
Because Tom Brady knew how to get rid of the football and could play with a bad offensive line.
And I think you might see some of that. Like, I think, let's say Will Campbell has a good career. Like, they'll pay Will Campbell. He's a left tackle. But, like, I'm a fan of Mike Onwenu. He's one of the last Belichick holdovers.
Yep. I like Onwenu.
He's really inconsistent, and he makes a lot of money. You might not see him here either next year or the year after.
I think once his contract's up in, 2 years?
Yeah, it's either next year or the year after.
I think you weather the storm, and I think you get him at a discount.
Yeah,
because I don't think he's not going to get paid big around the NFL, and I think he knows that. So why not stay with a winning culture and a culture you know?
Well, that's the other piece of it now too, right? Oh man, Vrabel won 11, 12, 15 games with that. But if the Patriots, pie in the sky. Let's say the Patriots win the AFC Championship. I'm not going to say what happens in the Super Bowl. If teams go, if he can win a championship with that, and I can go there, we're definitely going to win. It's the same attitude that.
Now, I'm going to throw one word of caution to Patriots fans. I want to bring you back to the year 2020. before the world shut down.
Oh boy.
It's a divisional game.
Oh boy.
The Tennessee Titans come to New England. They knock out the Patriots. The Tennessee
Interception.
Titans. Pardon me?
That interception by good old friend Logan Ryan.
Yeah, Logan Ryan. Tennessee Titans go head to head, toe to toe with the Baltimore Ravens, who were the best team in football that year. The best team in football.
By
And
a
they
lot.
go toe to toe. And I think the game came down to the wire.
Yeah.
Baltimore goes to the AFC Championship game to lose to Kansas City. The rest is history. Ryan Tannehill signs a quarterback
$100 million,
contract. Signs a quarterback contract.
Yeah, something ridiculous for him.
That season was sort of the Derrick Henry come out party.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans were never the same.
No.
And what I caution in is if the Patriots win, and that was with our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
If the Patriots win 12, 13 games this season, it's like, oh my God, look what he did with this team. Sometimes when you don't have expectation on you,
It's different, right?
it's a lot easier. What happens to Drake May next season when it's March and he calls into the radio, whatever WEEI or whatever stupid radio station you guys have out in Boston, to do a pre-free agent conversation, and Mass and Fledger are like, hey, people are expecting you to win a Super Bowl this year. Hey, when the fans are screaming, you're MVP, when you're playing for your option the next couple of years, right? All of a sudden, guys, you pay a big name wide receiver to come in, expectations start to build. People start to, nobody expect, Mike, they've already surpassed our ceiling.
Yeah.
We predicted the Patriots would win 8 games this season, and we were okay with that. We called it a building year.
Yeah.
Expectations are going to be through the roof next year.
Oh, yeah. Even if they fall flat on their face, they're going to, yeah.
And absolutely. I don't think the Patriots have the money or the draft capital to fix every hole that they still have on this team. The offensive line, especially the right side, is still a mess. The center is a mess. Yeah. Special teams, kick game is a mess. Not the kicker, but the rest of the kick game is a mess. They don't have a number 1 wide receiver. They have one reliable running back.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of number 3 and 4 wide receivers and a solid number 2. They have tight ends who they can't incorporate into the game plan.
That are pushing in age. Too.
That are aging. We were talking about Hunter Henry. The Patriots played Austin Hooper in 2016 in the comeback season.
I'm pretty sure Hunter Henry's going to be 31 next year. If Austin Hooper theoretically re-signed with the team, he's going to be 32 or 33.
Yeah, so you got aging out tight ends. There's a lot of holes on this Patriots team that they can't fill next year.
Right.
And then, guess what? The year after that, that's Drake May's 4th season in the league.
AKA, he's going to be getting paid.
AKA, he doesn't want you to option him.
Yeah.
He wants his contract.
Yeah.
So I temper expectations. This isn't going to be I'll tell you what we don't have for the now or for the future. Not the now, but for the future. You know what we don't have? Tom Brady. Not Tom Brady, the GOAT. Tom Brady, the guy who put team ahead of money because he married a gajillionaire and could do that.
Right.
And made good business decisions that he said, pay me less, free up the cap, rework my contract every single year so that we can sign more players.
Well, that's the thing too, right? Especially about Brady's like first couple contracts. It wasn't so like he was getting paid for the time. It was more so that he allowed the money to be a lot more flexible than most. That's what I'm interested to see is, are the Patriots going to be able to kind of work that same thing with Drake May and go, hey, we're going to pay you, but we're not going to guarantee all the money, but just because we want it to be liquid, we want to be able to move it around, and we'll see if he takes that
Is
bargain.
anybody wondering why the Chiefs are 5-5? They are a team that every receiver in this league, maybe outside of guys playing with Josh Allen, I'll give him his flowers.
Right.
Every guy in this league is saying, I want to go play for Patrick Mahomes and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't want to. You know what the conversation is?
I want to get paid.
Well, but not for that money.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Chiefs are now. They've got an expensive tight end who they had to give that money to win those Super Bowls. Right? They had to.
Yeah.
They had to give him that money to win those Super Bowls. You pay for it on the back end. I will never forget 2020 and Devin McCourty's dead year contract, Tom Brady's dead year contract, Dante Hightower's dead year contract. It was just everybody's dead year. But you did that to win those Super Bowls.
Well, you made a good point before, too. The thing that they've had to pay, and you kind of see it come home to roost, is they had to pay an offensive line for Patrick Mahomes. They went and got Joe Thuney. They paid a left tackle.
$14 million a year they paid Joe Thuney.
Yeah.
In a time, he was the highest paid offensive lineman.
I think,
at that time.
It was like 20 at max. But point being is
20 with incentives, 14 million base.
Right. But point being is, so that left tackle got expensive, aged out. That left guard got expensive. They traded him. So they're they're having to do the soft reset that the Patriots had to do in like, what was it? 06?
06, 07, they went undefeated.
Yeah.
They do, but you also lose the defensive players.
Yeah.
And they haven't been nailing the draft.
No.
This is why, you know who hasn't been hitting the draft? And I'm not, this is jokes aside. Buffalo's been missing in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City's been missing in the draft. Those are two teams that, on paper, one should have one loss because they played each other.
Right.
And the other team should be undefeated on paper,
Right.
the way people look at them because of their quarterbacks. But when you miss in the draft and you can't afford the big name players, you know, and then you're depending on the Jordan Poyers, who was a thing 3 years ago.
Yeah, and he's still there.
Yeah. You know, so I just say everybody be cautious.
Yeah.
It's almost fair to say the Patriots are now in their Super Bowl window.
Yeah, because they're in a weird spot where they had to pay to replenish the roster, right? Like they did in 2020.
Yeah.
So to your point, and this goes back to our trade conversation, this is why they didn't want to give up draft picks, because they're going, we have X amount of holes and we have 2X, or I'm sorry, well, I said this backwards. We have 2X holes and we have X amount of draft picks. Right. So they just see it as a math equation going, we don't have enough draft picks to fill these spots for people that we've paid for.
So in 2026, the Patriots are going to have $64 million in cap space.
It's not as much as you think.
That's 10th in the NFL, but it's $64 million. $64 million is not going to get you a number one wide receiver, a number one linebacker, a number one offensive lineman.
Whose contract's coming up next year too?
Who's not under contract next year?
They're gonna have to pay Christian Gonzalez next year. That's gonna be a $25 million a year contract, most likely.
So here's the cap hits of 2026.
Yeah.
Milton Williams is $29 million. Stephon Diggs is 26.5. Mike Onwenu is $25 million. They're not losing that contract. Just so everybody knows, they're not getting off. So you're stuck with that.
Is it guaranteed?
Yeah, that's the cap hit. I'm telling you what the cap hit is for next season. And
Yeah, but I want.
can you get out of it? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, in other
And-
words, well, what's the dead money on the contract?
Dead money is
Hold on, we're doing math.
7.5.
So they could move 14. They could trade him if
They
they wanted
could.
to.
Wow.
I don't think they will, but they could.
Well, they could cut him and just eat $7.5 million.
Yeah.
But you eat $7.5 million on 25, you're only adding $14 million to your cap hit.
They could get a third round pick for him if they wanted to. Starting right guard.
Right now, though, this is where they're laughing. I'm just trying to. Where is he?
And just while you're going on this,
So
let's not
Travion
forget Morgan
Travion-
Moses is 35 years old too.
Travion Henderson's cap hit for next year is $2.5 million. I want to show you the wins at the moment.
Yeah.
And why I talk about they're kind of in their Super Bowl window now. And they've always talked about this. You got to do it before you got to pay your guys. Marcus Jones is $6.3 million.
Yeah, that was a good contract they signed with him.
Will Campbell's hit is going to be 9.9. You're talking about a starting left tackle.
Right.
Drake May, your starting quarterback, 9.9.
Nothing.
So with your top running back, your top tackle, and your quarterback, you're at $20 million in cap hit.
That's less than like a really good player. Now.
In 4 years, those guys are probably worth $75 million of your cap hit.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah.
If not more. So this is what I'm getting at. It's the Patriots in a position now. They need to be able to do this. Now, what hurts, what's going to kill me next year is $12.7 million for Kyle Duggar in 2026.
That maybe hasn't been revised yet because I think they ripped up his contract for next year. So I don't think they're.
But that's still his cap hit. It's still dead money that goes to the cap.
No. He essentially signed away the dead money to be a free agent with the Steelers. It's weird.
Well, he's got voided. He's a UFA in 2026. He's got 2 void years with the Steelers. The Patriots still have to eat $12 million of that kit.
Yeah, it'll be
the Steelers don't have to eat it, but the Patriots have to eat $12 million of that.
That doesn't sound right.
It is, because that's what you get punished for, giving a guy a big contract and then trading him away.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's been updated because some of the contract terms that he had was like that all went away. I think the Patriots might have like $5 million in dead year from money for him. I'll go look it up for the next show. And
this is on Sport Track.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on Sport Track right now. They say that his cap hit is $12.7 million next year. Jabril Peppers is $3 million.
Yeah.
Jalen Polk is 1.9.
That's so stupid.
Kendrick Bourne is 1.4. The one that kills me the most is Tom Brady, $667.
Does it really have?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The Tom Brady tax, eternal.
The eternal Tom Brady tax. Anyways, all I'm saying is let's enjoy this season. Worry about next season.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but I'm just trying to be like, hey guys, don't get the expectations like crazy. Yeah. Because again, if you get rid of Onwenu, right, you're still eating $7.5 million if you trade him. You're still eating that cap hit. So you're going to free up, easy math, $17 million.
That's not a bad amount.
But now you don't have a right tackle.
Right, but then you're hoping you get something in the draft. So,
but this is what I'm getting at. But now you got a rookie right tackle. Right? So this is what I'm saying. It's a
balance.
There's a balance here. And the Patriots hit their draft in the rebuild. The same way Kansas City and Buffalo hit the draft in the rebuild. Tre'Davious White, who's now a bum, but Tre'Davious White
Tre'Davious was good.
Young Tre'Davious White, Josh Allen, Poyer, Micah Hyde.
Yeah.
Those were all, they hit their rebuild, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've missed the sustainability. And this is where, outside of Tom Brady, I will always give why we are spoiled with Belichick, because as much as we like to scream, Belichick can't draft. Bill Belichick brought us Dante Hightower, who turned out to be a pretty important piece for the Patriots. He brought us Devin McCourty. He brought us Jamie Collins. He brought us Chandler Jones, all guys who contributed. Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski. Brought in some guys, and the list goes on and on. Brought in some guys that contributed pretty well. And even like the Matthew Slaters of the world.
Well, can I be real with you too? This is going to be an interesting theory to see next year with the Crafts, right? Because they've said very publicly, like, we're a cash to cap team. Like, they only believe they can spend X amount every year because they're really stringent about budgeting. It's going to be interesting to see if they're willing to operate like Philadelphia, like the Rams, like, you know, pick the high-powered teams that want to be in it every year. Are they going to say, we'll renegotiate contracts, we'll give more money up front to sign an A.J. Brown or trade for an A.J. Brown because they see that they're in a window? That's going to be interesting because traditionally they haven't operated that way.
So, and here's the funny part of that, and then I'm gonna end this with a piece of Patriots trivia. We're gonna end every show like this from now on.
Sure.
The funny part is the way that the Crafts now manage the cap and manage how they spend was all influenced by Bill Belichick. That's why they brought him in, because Kraft was so intrigued by Bill's thoughts on how to manipulate the draft or the cap. Okay, so Mike, don't answer this right away. I want to give anybody who's here in the chat a chance to answer it first.
Sure.
The player who has made, this was actually a Twitter question this week, or on Facebook, I saw this question, and I couldn't believe how many people got this wrong. The player who made the most field goals for the New England Patriots was blank, with 374 field goals made during his time with the team. Don't look it up. Don't Google it. Don't do nothing. Who has the most field goals for the New England Patriots with 374 in his tenure at the Patriots? The chat seems to have died, but we'll give it 2 seconds to see if anybody jumps in. Maybe they're not Googling fast enough. Mike, give me your answer.
Stephen Gostkowski.
Stephen Gostkowski, 374 field goals. He also has the record for the most points scored of all time by a Patriot.
Yeah.
I could not believe the amount of old people on Facebook screaming Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah. Wasn't here as long as you think he was. Gostkowski was here forever.
Yeah, and you can't have the record for the most points scored without kicking the most field goals. Yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. Remember, no live show next Monday. Mike will send me a video, 2 or 3 minutes on his thoughts on the game. I'll do a 2-3 minute video from Nova Scotia. I'll tie them together. I'll post it up on our YouTube page. And we'll be back the week after that to break down what happens against the Giants. And then we get a fun week where we get to come up with a fucking day of content during the bye. That's always fun, especially when the bye is week 14. There's no trade conversations. There's no nothing. We're probably going to have a bunch of dumb conversations about if the playoffs started today.
I mean, hey, listen, it'll be Bills hype week. So, maybe
that's it. Mike, tell me about those Patriots.
They're going to be legit, kid.
Dear Pats Nation, it's just about time. Yeah, we're back. You know it's Dear Pats Nation. Nation. Yeah. It's Dear Pats Nation. Nation. Come on. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation.